Welcome to this deep dive into Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, a psychological thriller that has captivated millions with its chilling portrayal of domestic abuse hidden behind the facade of a perfect marriage. Today, I'll take you through a detailed summary and analysis that will help you understand not only the gripping plot, but also the deeper messages and social issues woven into this intense story. At first glance, Behind Closed Doors presents Jack and Grace Angel as the ideal couple. Jack is a highly successful lawyer, handsome, charming, and adored by everyone who meets him. Grace appears as the devoted, elegant wife, seemingly living a life many would envy. Their luxurious home and flawless public image suggest happiness and love. However, the story quickly reveals that this picture is a carefully constructed illusion. The truth behind their closed doors is dark, terrifying, and deeply disturbing. The novel's strength lies in its gradual unveiling of Jack's true nature. Beneath his charming exterior, Jack is a manipulative and violent abuser. He controls every aspect of Grace's life with chilling precision, isolating her from the outside world, restricting her freedom, and subjecting her to physical and psychological torment. This dynamic creates a suffocating atmosphere of fear and hopelessness. Grace's struggle to maintain a facade of normalcy while trapped in this nightmare is at the heart of the story. One of the most powerful aspects of this book is how it explores the complex psychology of abuse. Jack's character demonstrates the duality of abusers in real life. They often appear kind and generous publicly, but are cruel and controlling in private. This contrast challenges the reader's assumptions about abuse victims and perpetrators, showing how easily appearances can deceive and how isolation can hide suffering. Grace's experience reflects the reality many victims face: the difficulty of being believed, the fear of retaliation, and the emotional confusion caused by manipulation. As the story progresses, Grace's resilience becomes a focal point. Despite the trauma she endures, she remains resourceful and determined to survive and escape. This element of hope and empowerment adds emotional depth to the thriller, reminding readers that victims of abuse are not powerless. Grace's quiet strength and intelligence slowly build up tension toward the climax as she carefully plans her way out of Jack's control. From a literary perspective, B.A. Paris uses tight, concise prose to keep the pace fast and the suspense high. The limited perspective, mainly from Grace's point of view, immerses the reader directly into her fears and thoughts. This choice increases the emotional impact and keeps the audience deeply engaged throughout the novel. Beyond the immediate story, Behind Closed Doors also serves as a commentary on social issues. Domestic abuse remains one of the most hidden and misunderstood forms of violence worldwide. The book encourages awareness by showing how abusers manipulate social perceptions and how difficult it can be for victims to reach out for help. It invites readers to reconsider their assumptions about perfect relationships and highlights the importance of vigilance, empathy, and support for those who might be suffering in silence. A fresh angle to consider is how the novel uses the setting, the angel's beautiful, expensive home, as a symbol of entrapment rather than comfort. This setting, typically associated with safety and happiness, becomes a cage for Grace. This powerful symbolism adds another layer of meaning to the story, reminding us that danger and suffering can exist even in the most outwardly perfect environments. When analyzing the characters, Jack is a deeply disturbing antagonist because he is so believable. His outward charm makes his violent tendencies even more frightening, highlighting the terrifying reality that abuse often hides behind a mask of normality. Grace, meanwhile, is crafted as a relatable and sympathetic character whose vulnerability contrasts with her growing inner strength. This complexity makes the novel emotionally compelling, allowing readers to connect with Grace's plight on a personal level. Of course, no book is without its critiques. Some readers find the resolution a bit too tidy compared to the messy and prolonged reality of escaping abusive relationships. However, this narrative choice can also be seen as a deliberate form of hope and closure for the reader. Fiction allows us to imagine justice and safety, offering emotional catharsis that real life sometimes cannot provide. In conclusion, Behind Closed Doors is much more than just a thriller. It's a gripping, emotionally charged exploration